8 people with horns. Number 1. The Unicorn Lady. A Chinese woman named Ling Chai-zhen has been dubbed the Unicorn Lady. According to her son Wang, she began complaining of a mole-like growth on the top of her head. Since it was itchy, they used traditional Chinese medicines to treat the itching. Soon, a tiny horn erupted from the mole. In 2015, she accidentally broke the horn. In its place is now an even bigger horn, 5 inches long. Some doctors believe that it could be a keratinous skin tumor that resembles a horn. They believe that surgery is her only option. Number 2. The man who grew a horn on the back of his head. A man named Huang Yuanfan from Zaiwan in southern China has a strange horn growing on the back of his head. It started off as a very small bump and then continued to grow into a horn. He did everything that he could to get rid of the horn, including picking at it and filing it down. No matter what he tried, the horn continued to grow. It is now 3 inches long and shows no sign of stopping. The doctors believe that if they remove it, it will just come back. He has stated that he tries to hide the horn with a hat. If it grows anymore, it will pop out of his hat. Number 3. The Chinese grandmother with the evil horn. A 101-year-old grandmother has a 6-inch horn growing out of the left side of her forehead, and there might be another one growing on the other side. The woman, Zhang Raifeng from Linlu Village in China's Henan province, first noticed a small growth in 2009. At first, it looked like a rough patch of skin. The woman and her family didn't pay much attention to the growth until a horn popped out of her forehead. The family is getting even more worried now because there seems to be a second horn growing. Number 4. Horn implant surgery. Dance hall artist Fertile Brian, whose real name is Kenardo Andre Robinson, thought it would be a good idea to get real goat horn implants on the top of his head. He had the implant surgery performed in Jamaica by a surgeon based in Canada. He believed that the horns would help him stand out, making him more famous. He also believed that he was instructed by God to have the surgery. During the surgery, he was sedated. When he woke up, he had to be given painkillers as he was in a great deal of pain. No surprise. Number 5. The Horns of the Widow's Sunday. A woman named Madame Dimanche, also known as Widow Sunday, was a French woman who lived in the 19th century in Paris. Over the course of a few years, she grew a 9.8-inch horn from her forehead. Luckily, French doctors were able to successfully remove the horn. At the Mutter Museum, located in the College of Physicians of Philadelphia, there was a wax model of her head with the horn on display. Number 6. The 20-year horn. This woman is one of the 8 people born with horns and is also the strangest. The reason that her case is so strange is because she went over 20 years before having it checked by a doctor and removed. The horn was growing from the center of her forehead, and it grew to be 6.8 inches long before it was removed. As the horn grew, it was asymmetrical and it coiled the same way that the horns of a ram do. After her surgery, the woman just needed a bit of light makeup to give her a normal appearance. Number 7. The 5-year-old boy with horn implants. A 5-year-old boy named George Ashman was born with a large, bright red birthmark on his face. It was located right in the middle of his forehead. His 33-year-old mother, Karen, was worried that her son would spend his entire life being bullied, so she took him to a plastic surgeon when he was 4. In order to remove the blemish, the doctors had to stretch the normal skin of his forehead so that they could remove the birthmark and cover the area with new tissue. Part of the treatment was to insert 2 tissue expanders under his skin, which looked like devil's horns. After 4 months, the doctors were able to remove the horns and cut out the blemish. Today, he has just a small scar on his forehead, and he's much happier with his appearance. Number 8. Horn implants, and much more. This Dutchman has taken body modification to a whole new level. He started off getting piercings and tattoos, and he didn't stop there. He shaved off his eyebrows and had permanent ones tattooed on. His biggest and most invasive change to date is the horn implants. He has 2 horns implanted into his skin to look just like devil's horns. It is really a strange sight to see. Subscribe for more.